Handcuff. Do you need to handcuff your running backs anymore? Are you wasting a roster spot on? It's a running back by committee, it feels like, anyway, in this league. So,
okay. The word handcuff means, do you draft the backup running back when you have the starter, right? That's what handcuff means. I don't like jargon. It's kind of confusing to people who don't know it. Okay, so makes you sound smart or think you sound smart, but it's actually confusing to people who actually just want to know. Very, very smart, I'm sure. So the key really is, okay, you have a starting running back, do you get the backup? I think there's some cases where it is warranted, okay? I'll give you an example. Arian Foster, you used your first overall pick on him. That's a very big investment on your team, right? Mm-hmm. And the Texans have the best run blocking in the league. Their system is fantastic for running backs. Gary Kubiak loves to call running plays near the goal line. They score tons of rushing touchdowns. It's why Andre Johnson, by the way, has never scored double-digit receiving touchdowns, because they always run it. So it is very much worth getting Ben Tate if you have Arian Foster. It's worth getting Ben Tate even if you don't have Arian Foster, just in the event that Foster gets hurt, like all running backs tend to do from time to time. But if you have Arian Foster, it's especially important to get Tate, because you're just really backing up that investment. You might need to use a 6th or 7th round pick on him. That really costs you. I mean, you get a really useful player there, but in that case, it's worth it. But if you have a guy like Ryan Matthews, okay, who is injury prone, are you really going to get Curtis Brinkley, except maybe with your last pick? Because who knows if he's really even the guy there, should Matthews go down. The problem with this handcuffing or getting the backup is, maybe somebody else gets the job. It's not always the guy that you think is the backup that turns out to be the backup. He may be listed as number 2 on the depth chart, but he may not actually take the job should the first guy get hurt. Secondly, as you pointed out, it's a lot of it, they're committees, right? So, say if you have Michael Turner and you get Jacquizz Rodgers, he's their number 2. Well, he goes down, probably Jason Snelling ends up getting half the carries, and Jacquizz Rodgers maybe gets a little more than he did when Turner was healthy, but you're not really getting that full bang for your buck as a true backup.
So you're saying don't necessarily need to, unless it's a huge starting running back, don't really necessarily need to waste a roster spot just yet.
I think there's certain cases where it makes sense to get the backup, but in most cases, you know what, just draft another player with upside. It may be that your running back gets hurt, you don't have his backup, but you have someone else's backup, and that guy becomes a starter for you on another team.
Love it. He knows what he's talking about. He's Chris Liss from Heather Ankeny. It's RotoWire TV.